to let it go. I find myself alone. I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind. Since you're gone, I gotta clean the space you left dirty. Moving on into another phase where you can't hurt me. Why is it so hard now? I gotta confess I'm losing it. Why do you keep haunting me? I gotta confess I tried to let it go. I find myself alone. I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind. I tried to let it go. I find myself alone. I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind. Why is it so hard now? I gotta confess I'm losing it. Why do you keep haunting me? I gotta confess I tried to let it go. I found myself alone. I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind. I tried to let it go. I find myself alone. I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind.
Bam, bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's go, baby. We are alive. It is Wednesday. Today is going to be the best day of our lives. I'm telling you right now. I feel it. I smell it. I believe it. Man, I woke up today feeling it, just feeling that energy, feeling the vibe. Markets are flat, 68,000, 67.8. I get it. It's not the greatest day in the market, but you know there's opportunity every day. Certain coins that we got into on the lower pumping, RWA, Token Fi getting a move to the upside. A lot of other coins getting a pump. And I'm starting to see, you know, when we were in that downtrend, all the money that I was putting into the market is starting to pay me back. And I'm super excited to see that. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Let's jump on in like we do every single day. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's stay hydrated. DK calcify that pineal gland that they're trying to keep inside so bad, get ourselves to our whole selves, remember who we are, right? And get ourselves to become the powerful people in which we envision to be. Go after our dreams and become everything that we desire. Nothing purer than water. Nothing better than that lemon. That lemon. I actually just had to put an extra lemon in there and get a little more lemon. And we hydrate at the beginning of every show to show you that's how I start. That's how the trading begins, staying hydrated. Did you work out today? I worked out so hard this morning, got a great workout, sweating it up, everything going well. Super excited for everything here. God bless you all for being on the live. We appreciate you, and we're super excited. I have also a guest on the show later on today at around 11:45. You want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be actually pretty cool, so stay tuned for that. Some cool, another way where I'm investing my money, and I just want to include you and show you what's happening, a fellow Massachusetts guy. Anyway, there's a lot going on the show today, but let's slow down. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP suggests we go to the downside. That doesn't always mean we will, but we have to heed it and suggest, because many times then I didn't heed it and we've gone straight down. So I'm like, oh, I should have listened, right? So I've learned over time that BOOKMAP's pretty right, and the probabilities aren't that far off. So this suggests we could still see 65, 64, even 63,800 for Bitcoin, but the core of that liquidity, lies somewhere at about $65,000 for BTC. Still this guy out here at 73,000, and this outlier of liquidity up at 69.4, but not a lot to write home about, right? It's not like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. So something to think about is there is liquidity further to the downside on BOOKMAP. What is BOOKMAP? Link in the description below. If you want to jump into BOOKMAP, I do get a commission if you hit that link and buy BOOKMAP, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, BOOKMAP. But the idea is it's going to show us where the whales are hiding. So like there's a bunch of guys, there's someone that wants to buy 766 Bitcoins at 65,000. So then you can get an idea where you might want to park your funds or where we might actually get a pull to. So what I like to do is trade into those zones. So if we get a lot of liquidity here, I short into it. If we have a lot of liquidity up here, I long into it. And that's the basic premise of BOOKMAP. And you can see here too on Fiat Leak, people still buying BTC, Ethereum getting bought up to the upside, Ethereum getting a nice push to the upside too as well. I'm getting texts from some normies. Here's one of my buddies that's not really into crypto. If Trump wins, coins are going to skyrocket, he says. The past week, everything jumped up. I didn't even notice it till now. And that's what just regular people are saying. And that guy grew up Democratic his whole life in Boston. These are just what people are saying. I'm just giving you guys kind of what I hear, the echo chambers of America, because I'm an own guy. I have family, friends. I know people all around the United States now. I get messaged, talk, have a good network, and it just, I get a good sense of kind of what's happening, right, in the market. So we had this crazy spike up this morning, up to 68,255. Looked like we were going to get, but high stochastics said no way, right? If you trusted stochastics RSI, they told you no more move. And the RSI was also high, and we would come crashing back down, only to come crashing back up again. And I'll tell you right now, it looks like we're about to get a move to the upside here for Bitcoin yet again. Like, it looks like they're just going after. To me, it's weekend trading. Whenever we get a Monday off, the entire week trades like a Monday or a Friday afternoon. I don't know why. It's false moves. It's low volume. I believe people get disinterested in the week. It throws off the week or something, and maybe Big TradFi decides to take the week. Someone knows something. Well, look, tight moving averages above the 200 SMA with a higher volume node and the stochastics pushing. As we speak, I expect the push for Bitcoin at least back to that 68,250 level. You can see we're dealing with some resistance on the local time frame at 68,000, 67,950. But right now, right off the bat, I do see a possible just quick scalp for Bitcoin back up to 68,240. I'm not calling anything else different there. That's just what I'm seeing here for BTC. A coin that I like, that I'm into, has a bit of a cup and a handle, a low, a high, and a higher low with low stochastics in the 4-hour time frame. BEAM holding 2.7. I like BEAM. A lot of other people like BEAM. A lot of trading groups know BEAM. AVAX Gaming, right? If I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I've been holding the coin for a long time though, so I hope I'm not. But I could see this thing continuing to do numbers, and I got into this coin very early. We're still holding massive gains from when we first started to get into this thing. But BEAM, baby, BEAM. And I see Beam making at least a quick move somewhere up to maybe 3.3, but possibly to 3.6 on the measured move. If Beam loses this level, fine, it's off. And it goes back to the 200 SMA and we go to 2.5, and that's still good accumulation. But if you get a bounce here and you start to see this just go up and down and accumulate in this region and do a consolidation, that's likely you're going to move to the upside. How much would that give you for Beam? I didn't even take a look yet, but a good 21% gain. So I spy that. If that goes further, basically, if Beam ends up somewhere in here in the next day or two, it's highly likely 21% is coming. You get it? I hope you understand. All right. Anyway, back to the boards. So Bitcoin, just been banging around here, but because we're above the 200 SMA, because we made a higher low above that, I'm expecting some type of bounce further to the upside for BTC. However, it is starting to make some type of a rising wedge here, which could also move further to the downside. I want to talk about my left eye right now. Went on my first bike ride, or my second bike ride. My first one was just to get my car fixed because I didn't have a way to get to my car, so I brought my car. And I went on 2 bike rides because they had to fix my car twice. All right. Actually, the first time I didn't bring the bike. Yeah, the second, yeah, no, it's not true. Yeah, so the first time I walked, stayed in the heat, they didn't fix it. I came back. Second time I realized the bike would be a good move. Went on 2 bike rides though because I went there and back, right? Yeah. Anyway, so yesterday, last night, I just had this desire to go for a bike ride. Just like I have to go for a bike ride. And I found this park in my house. It was absolutely beautiful. It looked like a jungle. I'd only seen things like that in like a zoo, you know, where they put all the foliage around you and you make you feel like you're in a jungle. But it was amazing. I was afraid of snakes the whole time. Maybe I shouldn't have been because I don't know Florida foliage. I was like, normally I just walk through the forest, you know. This time I was really afraid of the snakes. I didn't want to get bit by a snake alone in the middle of nowhere and end up dead, you know, or, you know, poisoned. I pictured myself sucking out the stuff, and then I read like that doesn't work, right? Like you can't suck. I said I'd probably do it anyway. You probably just get more of the poison in your mouth, right? And then it circulates. I don't know. Does anyone know? Is it okay to suck out the poison out of the snake, or are you not supposed to do that? Is that you're not? You know, no, right? That's just like something they do in the movies. I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense when you think about it, right? When you really, for a second, it makes sense. But then when you really get into it, it doesn't really make sense, right? I don't know. Anyway, let me jump into the chat and see what you people are saying. I'd like to give you guys some interesting things to think about throughout this live today. God bless everybody here on the live. Yo, Lifer Gang, Pattern Watchers send massive. Hey, eat the snake, worry about the poison later. You have to tie that area where you have been bitten and stop the blood flow. You have to amputate whatever got bitten, so if you get bitten in your foot, you have to amputate your foot. Really? It's fine as long as you don't have bad teeth or wounds inside the mouth. If you have cuts in your mouth, you're done. If you're confident you have perfect teeth, no cavities or sores, then suck away. You have to use belt or something to prevent the blood to go to your heart. I'm a medic, don't do it. Oh my gosh, doesn't work. Stop the air from reaching the red. Oh my God. Just walk back home. You're funny. You guys are crazy. I have rattlesnakes on my property. Do not tie off. I don't know what that means. Cut open the bite to make sure you bleed and go to a doctor. Oh my God. My hunting friend got bitten by a rattlesnake in the privates. He was a good friend. I miss him. Oh my gosh. He never made it out? Jeez. I appreciate a look at Turbo. Thank you, Sam. We'll take a look at Turbo. The hottest thing in the game right now, right? So here we stand with Bitcoin. The most annoying coin to trade literally for the last 3 days. Even right now, look at wick back below the 200, came back above it. Just playing games. I still stress every time I'm above a 200 SMA, we stay somewhat bullish on the move, but we got to stay above it. I'm not long or short right now. I'm deciding to leave the market be for just for a little bit here. Even for me, it's been an up and down battle, right? Like the 1 minute this, the 1 minute that. And honestly, I've learned that a power in trading is not to trade. And most people would be like, but dang, it says Bitcoin live trading. Now I may see something and I may get in. You never know. All right. Like I want this higher low to hold, but for the most part, if you feel like you have to trade every time, then you're going to force yourself into a trade a lot of times that you don't need to be in. I'm also in a lot of trades, so it's okay. I built a bunch of positions in the last 40 days that I'm still basically tending to. Look, there's a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there, kind of a rising wedge. If you don't bounce soon, you're going to lose the 200 SMA and likely drop back down to the bottom of the pattern. But like, this is what's called chop. Like, look at this. That's chop. And that's a bear flag. If that's a bear flag. Period, So when do you decide to cut off the trade from last night? I've considered riding it out to the stop loss. Just this morning, it was down $50. I just was annoyed with sitting there. Well, then we got the pump right immediately after, and I would have been up like 200. But then we went right back down, and it's just been like, it's been a mental battle to be in that trade, So look, we lost the 200 SMA. That's a short. That tells you to short immediately, right? But again, we've been toying with the 200. But there we go, losing the 200, getting the battle to the downside. And sometimes not trading is trading, like, as funny as that may sound. And look, that is a shoulder, kind of a head and a right shoulder to me. And then you broke the neckline. And that's the measured move of the neckline to the downside, 67,750. So I know we're toying with small time frames. Today we got to look at total 3. We're going to make a deep dive on that, which I'm excited about. We're going to look at DXY too as well and just kind of see what the DXY is doing. See where we stand. We're going to look at some Bitcoin dominance, some Tether dominance. Find out exactly. Look at the 777s right there every time I show up. Bang, 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 right? So here's the deal. We got to zoom out and look at the big picture. When I'm not in a small scalp trade, which is rare, but right now I'm in, thank God. So whenever I take a break from the small scalp trades, I take a deep breath and I look at the big picture because I'm not in a trade. I can really just kind of like, just let it out and look at what price action's doing. Now I'm always in a trade. I have like 100 positions open on altcoins in multiple places, but when I say not in a trade, I just mean in a leveraged Bitcoin trade. I'm always in a trade, technically, So, Bitcoin. We have this low, we have this lower high. Do we put in a lower low? We ended up putting in this falling wedge. Stochastics RSI are still ready to go further to the downside and suggest that we can. Where is the 21-day moving average on the daily is the question. It's pretty close to price action with tight moving averages. It's a good sign. You don't want to dump back down to the 200. You want that to continue to, very similar to this. See how we got tight and then we were on our way? That's a good sign that we are going to get a bigger move to the upside in the next 2 days. So based on my years of doing this, and I could be wrong, it says 2-3 more days of sideways action, and then we get a big pump for Bitcoin. We're somewhere into the $84,000 level midway through June, and we get a move to the upside. That's what the technical analysis is saying, and years of data back me up for this because tight moving averages, high volume nodes. Now again, if we start to lose any of these moving averages, if price action ends up somewhere at 63, then it's likely we could come to the 200 SMA. It's getting higher each time though. That's the highest the 200 has ever been in Bitcoin's lifetime, if I'm correct. Yeah, right. Like the 200 daily has never been that high. You get it? Showing you that the low for Bitcoin is exceedingly higher than it's ever been each year. That's another thing you want to look at is the moving averages continue to grow. It's a very interesting idea, right? But every single time the moving averages get bigger and bigger. Doing the Solana, right? Solana's in is very, following the similar pattern. And, it is kind of a symmetrical triangle. And then that has an even bigger leg further to the upside, which gives us possibly 94,000 by July 4th. What if we had fireworks for Bitcoin? July 4th, Bitcoin pumping. America back in action, right? We use Bitcoin to kind of solve our debt crisis. We become the smartest nation in the world. We make it happen through cryptocurrency, and we do it, and we save the world from tyranny. Anything is possible. I believe in the positive energy. I believe in love. And you know what? Throughout the world, tyranny has tried so hard to win, and they win in the background, and they win here and there. But in the end, they destroy themselves. They destroy themselves. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So we're looking at this flag here with tight moving averages on the daily. Resistance resistance, coming back for a possible bounce here. It's 67,000. If we lose 67,000, then we lose weekly support or resistance. All I want is the weekly to close above 67.2, 67K, really. Like, that's my main thing that I'm hoping for. That's what I would like to see. All right, got some labradorite. Great, right? Bought it. Left it out in the pool. And, of course, my little daughter got it and then started rubbing the corners into rock. And she destroyed the corners of it. But it's still a beautiful piece that I keep on the desk. And I bought some more here when I was in Florida. Always buying some labradorite. Just something that I would just constantly collect. Shout out to all the one-on-ones lately. A lot of one-on-ones are bombarding, getting in there, which I really appreciate. And we're going to get to as many as we can each week. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Also, people buying the Trading for a Year. Last week, you people came and bought for the year. I really appreciate that. When you buy for the year, I get very inspired. So. Okay. Is everything more valuable now? Your daughter added her touch. I guess you're right. Thank you. Bitcoin is just playing with the 200-man on the 1-minute chart. Goes bullish and bearish so quickly. I know, right? That's so weird. Sir, my 25% cash flow on risk today and not I turned or at the same time because of stress. Thank God trade closed and profit later. You sound stressed out, man. You sound like you're risking more than you're willing to lose, bro. Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Sean. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you, Sean. All right. So Bitcoin getting tight. Resistance. Possibly get a bounce here off $67,000. All right. That's what we're looking for. I don't want to we lose 67.2. You can see the next level for Bitcoin is clearly 67.8. And then there's a pretty fast gap back to 60K. Little high volume node might catch us at 62.8. And then, So it's pretty important that we get this move here further back to the upside. All right. And that would take us further. And I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen. We could easily lose one of these levels and drop to the downside. All right. Kind of a symmetrical triangle, in my humble opinion, with a 50-50 pattern. You take kind of the base of the triangle and it will tell you where you're, so we break down and there's the 200 SMA on the daily waiting for us still at 56,000. We could double bottom, right? I'm open-minded that anything can happen. I'm overly more bullish than bearish. But at the present moment today, like I kept saying, if you can't close and hold nicely above 68,000, expect more downside. All right. And then look, we just lost the 1 minute 200 SMA. We talked about that, right? And we'll get back into price action in a second. Live price action. But so you're looking for the daily not to lose this previous resistance and hold support. As bearish as it gets, look at the bigger picture for Bitcoin. 22 hours also very, very bullish, turning down on the low stochastic with tight moving averages. May come down and revisit the bottom of the trend line. If you lose this trend line, fine. You could start to fall back down to 55,000. I don't think everyone's overly bullish all the time. They never want to see both scenarios. I'm always saying I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Bitcoin could do anything that, anything. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm willing to believe that anything is possible here for Bitcoin. Now, we're still above the 200 SMA on the 8-hour time frame, which to me is bullish. As long as we stay above that, I expect, everything to be okay. Even if we play around it and we got the bullish cross there, the golden cross, and we got the tight moving averages, but this kind of look at shoulder, a bit of a head, and a bit of a right shoulder, right? Listen, I'm just like you. I'm a guy who's using probabilities and years of analysis to determine the best idea of where we're likely going to go today. I don't have all the answers. I never have, and I never will. And some days I will be wrong. Some days I will be right. For many days straight, I may be right. And then one day I may be wrong. For 2 days, I may be wrong. And then for 10 days, I may be right. I hope most of the time I'm right, or the probability serves me, which is the best way to say it. It's not even about being right or wrong. It's whether the probability serves you. Does the probability serve you? I could teach you all the technical analysis, but I could also teach you the mentality of trading. On the 8-hour, I'll be honest, that looks somewhat like an M pattern to me that wants to break further to the downside and retest this key level at 65,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if I do see 65K. All right. 4 hours very oversold, but just crossing down the dotted line and could still get a move to the downside as well. And in my humble opinion, is somewhat resembling, almost a descending triangle more than anything else. But it's like the hybrid of a descending and asymmetrical, but it's a pretty bearish pattern. Now, I long this bounce last night, and we did get a nice bounce, but we got rejected by 68, basically 69K, and we moved back to the downside. Oversold the 4-hour time frame, but still pushing to the downside. All right. And then the 1 hour, in my humble opinion, is in a bear flag. Last night, it looked like we could double bottom and things were okay, almost a triple bottom. But it's looking more bearish than bullish to me for Bitcoin. I woke up this morning with the 50-minute in a bear flag and just felt bearish. They played with us on the 1 minute 2 or 3 times, went after the short stops that probably tried to short the bear flag. And then, you know, but the move still looks to me like we're going to proceed further to the downside for Bitcoin. We're below a point of control, right? Why am I not going to open up a short? Honestly, don't trust the market the last few days. But the probability is likely to the downside. 7-minute also, look at the 7-minute. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's a head and shoulder pattern. And we got rejected by the 200 SMA on the 7-minute. I see more downside. Expect Bitcoin to come to 67,000 and then possibly further down to $66,000. Is there a bullish div? There kind of is right here on the 7-minute. If you pull this, the whole thing moves up while this moves down. So how would I play this today? What would I do? Well, the 1 minute's been sketchy with my signal on the 1. So I may want to wait for a stronger signal. So I'd wait for the 7-minute. So if I was going to long, I'd wait for the 7 to break to 200. If the 7 breaks to 200, I'll open up a long. If not, I'm watching chop, or more likely we go further to the downside, and I'm looking at $67,000. And that's my update for Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Okay? Just squeeze the beautiful juicy lemon in some crystal clear agua, my man. My man. Hey man, can you expect Bitcoin to move under 60K? Wow. Let's start a poll. Will Bitcoin, right, go back under 60K again? I should say this cycle, but let's just, leave it open-ended. Will Bitcoin go back under 60K again? Start a poll. Let's see what you people are saying. Aliver says, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, right? And you can see the color here of the poll also matches the color here of the pinned comment. If you want to jump on into the trading group, hit the link there, cryptolifer.com. Click that link. It takes you to my website. Beautiful website. Jump on in today, cryptolifer.com. Learn to unlock financial freedom. Learn to trade. Get the education you deserve from someone that doesn't take a day off every single day of the week. And I live and love every single day, and I stay positive because that's all you can do. If you're not positive, then you're fighting yourself. Put your email address in here. Click this letter right here. Bang, consent to the newsletter. We do a newsletter every single week, too, that will help you stay tuned with what I'm putting out every single day. All right? Blessings. So start the right way, achieve your goals, man. Jump on in today with cryptolifer.com. All right. I looked at VELO. VELO was coming for a resistance. It could possibly bounce. I'm not saying I'm all about it. I'm just something. I start to look at things. I build a very, very, very basic observation set first, right? And I watch. VELO could easily drop to the downside and go further, but if we get a bit of a bounce, it's just something I'm starting to watch closely. VELO. All right. So look at that bounce off of a bullish. That is a bullish div. I mean, that's swinging down. That swings up. We get a bounce back to the upside. And again, I'll miss out on this bounce if we get it. I'll wait for the confirmation of the 200 MA. All right. You do whatever makes you happy. Okay. But that's kind of my status. My style is kind of what I do. Let's take a look at the DXY and see what's happening on the DXY. All right. TWC DXY. Because we have to. I looked at the DXY on that 3-day chart. It did come down. It has not broken the 200 SMA yet. actually has bounced off of it somewhat and looks somewhat bullish. Could the DXY get a bit of a bounce here? Could it bounce with Bitcoin? It could, but that's actually bullish really on the 3-day chart. The daily, however, we wanted to see it break the 200. It did not. It also bounced. And look, it got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Looking for a move here. The daily could swing up, and we could get a nice little bounce here back on the DXY. So the DXY looking somewhat bullish on the daily chart. Looks like it got a little more gas. The 4-hour, however, has lost the 200, has stayed below it. We'd like that to continue. We'd like that to continue. Bit of a double bottom there, and it got a bit of a spike. I don't want to see, we want to see it just get rejected by 105 and the 200 SMA. If we break the 200 SMA on the DXY in the next, 16 hours, 20 hours, that could spell some toughness here for the crypto market. So things to watch out for. Also been news of a possible rate hike. Are you kidding me? But people have just been kind of floating in some rumors. I don't let it into my head too much, but it just things that I contemplate and keep in my mind when I'm thinking about what's happening in the market. But this is the DXY. You can see a bit of a double bottom. You can see it making a higher low. And now if it breaks above this resistance, we may have a little bit of a pullback for the crypto market. They can go together, but most likely they're basically inversely correlated. We take a look at the 1 hour too, and the 1 hour just got a beautiful spike, and the 21 crossing the 200 SMA. That's a bullish sign for the DXY, period. I don't care, I don't let my bias get in the way of my interpretation. You see? And that's important. To be open-minded. You can't be opinionated too much when it comes to trading. We all are, and when we start, that's why we lose a lot of money, because we have these, it has to be's, and we have to be right. We eventually get our butt kicked so much, you either leave the market or you learn that it's probabilities and not you. And you either play with the probabilities or you get your butt kicked every single day until you leave the market again, right? It is what it is. You either learn the hard way or you figure out technical analysis, in my humble opinion. 21 crossing the 200 is also somewhat of a bullish sign. Let's see if this can flag out before its next bigger move. But, just showing you that the DXY is showing some signs of life here. Things that we have to look at. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance too as well. What's happening to Bitcoin dominance? So Bitcoin dominance was in the rising wedge. Wanted to see if we could get a bigger break to the upside for Bitcoin to just absolutely take over. But you know what? It fell out, and to me, did the bearish retest. Came up, tried to get back in, and bearishly retested to the downside. Now, it would be folly to try to put this back inside a bit of a pattern here. I would have to keep it like this. It could break back inside, though. If it breaks back inside, we're on for a parabolic move. If not, possibly some altcoins can get some love here. Now, it's not all about Bitcoin dominance. It's about Tether dominance as well. Right now, the daily looks like the 3-day chart looks like it's kind of bearish and could drop further to the downside, but it is holding a higher low. Our 4 hour is also somewhat bearish for Bitcoin dominance. Like it wants to go further to the downside, but it has this bullish div too. Interesting. I'd like to see it get back inside the pattern and break back above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour time frame. Right now, the 4 hour suggests that it goes further down. Let's take a look at Tether dominance, and why would you rush into Tether right now? All right. Tether dominance still looking pretty bearish as it's getting overbought on the 4 hour time frame and showing signs that it's still in somewhat of a bear flag, right? That could go further down. So far, but it is oversold and attempting to put in a higher low after it, so it says, hey, maybe I could get a bounce here. Bit of a look, a Sammy cup with a handle. Get rid of this for now. We don't need that. But you see, this is kind of this handle here on Tether dominance. Why do we look at Tether dominance? Because Bitcoin dominance pumps and Tether dominance dumps when people are rushing in to the market, right? They're buying Bitcoin, they're buying altcoins. Altcoins pump when Bitcoin dominance dumps and Tether dominance dumps because people are buying altcoins, but they're dumping their Bitcoin. So what you want to see is Bitcoin dominance go down while Bitcoin pumps and the altcoins pump together and Tether dominance drop. So we don't want to see Tether dominance break back above 4.63%. Resistance right there. If it does, it tells us there's some strength here for Tether dominance. So we watch these things closely throughout the week. All right. That's the juxtaposition between Bitcoin dominance and tether dominance. It's a deeper story. Stay with me if you want more. Look, we're still at 67.7. We started the day at like 67.7. We pumped up to 68.2. We came back to 67.6. We came back up to 67.9, 68. We came back down to 67.5. We came back up to 67. This is what's called chop. All right. And at the end of the day, it's a bear flag, but there's bullish div there. Interesting. That's why I wait for confirmations of the 200 SMA on a bigger time frame. The 1 minute wasn't doing it for me anymore. It's giving me too many false signals. That's going to happen when you're in chop. And so we move forward. Anyway, I went on the bike ride. At the end of the bike ride, the sun was coming down. Saw beautiful pieces of the sunset. It was a really nice time for myself. I think it was about a 2-hour bike ride. I don't even know. I didn't check the time. I didn't look at the phone. I just kept riding. And I really, really appreciated the ride. It was awesome. No bugs, too. Not a lot of bugs. But there was right when I was leaving the park, towards the end, I took off my sunglasses and a bug flew into my left eye. And I felt it, and then it was in. And then when I closed my eye, I couldn't get it out. And it felt like it was still in there. Whatever it was, it could have been a leaf, but it felt like a bug. And then my eye was burning. I felt like the bug might have been stinging me or, trying to get out. It was a crazy feeling. I'm all alone in the park, and my eyes burning. I'm like, what do I do? So I just sat there, collected myself for a second. It wasn't a big deal. Continued on my bike ride. I got home, I flushed my eye with water, but this left eye still has just been it's been irritated ever since. I've been flushing it. Then this morning, I think it was fine. I woke up, it was all crusty, crusty eye. I was just I don't have pink eye or anything, but from just all this, Anyway, so if you see that my eye is just bugging out or doesn't look right, or I look like I'm looking funny, it's because my left eye is just completely mush right now. Anyway, thank God I still have my eyesight. It looks fine. Everything's looking good. I'm blessed. And it makes you just realize how weird things can get, right? Amen. One day I was cleaning my tooth. I got that vibrating tooth cleaner. And it had cracked maybe when I took it on vacation or something. I didn't think much about it. I finished, and then I went like this, and the little piece that was this big just fell right out. It was this small. And I thought, what if that had fallen out in my mouth? And what happens when you swallow a tiny piece of a sharp go through your body? Does it rip through your, do you got to go to the doctors? Do they have to operate, find it, and then take it out? You know what I mean? Your whole life could change over a tiny piece of metal this big. And it just hit me. I was like, oh my God. And you think of how easy life could change. One of your kids swallows something, God forbid, I knock on wood, man. But every day that goes by, you go to bed at night and none of your kids got hurt. Everything goes well, man. You say, God bless. What a great day I just had. Too many people were taking a great day for granted, man. Right? So, today I shouldn't read through the news, but I do. And just, every state has a tragedy. Every other day there's a tragedy in almost every state. Right? Funny, I was just thinking about this coin this morning for whatever reason. No one even talked about it, just in my mind. I was like, I haven't looked at Optimus in a while. There it is, pumping to the upside a little bit. Optimus is hot. It's actually still holding its level, and it just broke back above the 200 SMA on the daily time frame. If it closes this candle above that, that's going to be a very bullish sign for optimism, where it could really start to get another move further back up to 60 cents. Why is that? Because the 200 SMA is a big outlier. So we don't have to get in now, but we could wait for a flag on the 1 hour or something like that. I mean, it may not have the volume I'm looking for too. Wow, big move there though on the even on the 1 hour. I don't like really the structure, but if I was going to hold it long term, it's definitely something I would think of grabbing. Once it closed that candle above the 200 SMA, that's a pretty good sign for a move. Optimus. TrueFi token's been hot as heck. Right? It's in the RWA space. It's been pumping since May 23rd. Really just doing damage since 14 back up to about 21 cents. It's the hottest thing since sliced bread. This is hot right now. It really is. Now, is it going to continue? It's got some bearish div in the 15. 4 hours says it needs to come back down. So I would wait. I wouldn't chase this. I would use the 4 hour. Pull a fib here, wait for the 4 to come back down to that 618 golden pocket Fibonacci level, and then possibly execute right to 28 cents. Okay. All right, so TrueFi comes back down to the 618 golden pocket. That's going to be a key level that I'm looking for. Boom, right? If it doesn't go there, so be it. It might make a sideways price action on the 1 or even on the 4. That could happen, but it's likely to come back to that 21. But they continue further to the upside. And so I like to plan my trades. This might take 5-6 days to finally happen. What I do is I keep 20 or 30 of these on at all times, and I'm always got alerts going. It's like a conveyor belt. When one hits, another, I'm looking at another one. I'm setting up trades. I'm always ahead of a trade. It's important. ENA comes to mind, right? Because it pumped, it dropped down to what, 68, 70. Pumped nicely back to the bean, right? All the way back to 96. And then look, it got sold off yet again. I didn't touch this coin, but if I was trying to DCA or trying to, you know, swing that, you can't win with this coin. Just in and out. It's like in and out or no. And this is kind of the idea that it's making here. Some type of ascending triangle. Look for it to bounce. Make that right shoulder. So make a shoulder. It'll make a head. It'll make a right shoulder. And then possibly break to the upside. You're looking for that 96 cent region. And then it goes back up to 112. And then boom. It can really get back to the all-time highs. I believe this coin will be back to the all-time highs and do numbers over time. I don't own any. I think there's like some lower market cap gems that I'm into, and I'm DCAing into stuff that I like. But it is on the radar. It could do numbers. It may be your coin. And from my research, I believe it's going to be, you know, it's going to do numbers in this bull run. Let's talk about ONDO. Did you take profits at ONDO at 135, or did you hang out for the long haul? ONDO went to a high of what, 133, came back down, but still inside a pretty nice flag, if you ask me. Bit of a double top up there for ONDO, though. Right? And even in a kind of bearish div, not too bad. Now, does ONDO come back down, or does it stay inside a flag for more? ONDO likes to make these kind of really like choppy, consolidated moves. Let's see what happens for ONDO. Let's take a look at our 8-hour. Touch of the 21. Daily's a little far away from the 21-day moving average and a little overbought on the stochastics. Tells me that it may have to come back down for a little bit. Like, it got a little nice run. People got excited. Well, maybe too many people got excited. So look for the daily to come back down, possibly even retest the dollar one more time for ONDO. But if you know me, I was DCing into ONDO. We talked about ONDO back when it was like 20 and 30 cents too, when it was on Coinbase. I saw I had the write-up about being an institutional coin. It was that simple for me. Like, I didn't have to do much more deep diving than that. I was like, oh, okay. Then I knew it was RWA, and then there's, you know, I'll be honest with everybody. The market has thousands of coins, and there's been opportunity. But for the last month, there's really been, you could have traded like Pepe, BONK, like 10 of the memes pumped. You know, a bunch of little meme coins that came out of nowhere, did damage, Tuker, all this. Like, you know, you could have taken high risk on really, really small memes, which I don't really like. If you made gains, fine. But like for me as a trading guy, like, am I going to put it high risk memes all day long and then only, I sent out 10 high risk memes, but one of them hit. I got you, you know. Every once in a while, I'm going to say I'm in on this meme. And it's going to be rare, but you're going to see me get in on a meme. And, you know, I'm going to let you know what I do. It's more of a mentoring process here in my trading group. Like, I'm, you know, people want to be in a signals group. And again, I look for coins and I try to find the hottest setups that I can find that have the highest probability of a move to the upside. I got 2 in the trading group this morning that look pretty interesting to me, that I spent some time in, actually 3 or 4, right? And I find new coins too that people don't, and then I remind you about a coin that you may have forgotten about when it's hot again. So if you're working, you're absent-minded, you didn't think about it, you get a reminder, hey, remember this setup that I put out 2 weeks ago, it's starting to come up again. Remember this alert that I put out, looking nice to me. And you're like, oh yeah. And that's the key of the trading group, is like, unless you're doing it 110% like I am every single day, which is you need to make enough money in the market to do that, but you can't do that unless you quit your job. You can't quit your job unless you make enough money. So the trading group is the transition. It gives you the information as if you were doing it full time, right? So you get all this information constantly updated to you, the weekly screen share, everything that's going on. Like, you know about RWA, you know about Notcoin that just came out, right? You know about all the newest things that are just dropping. And then you also see my portfolio. You get attuned with what I'm doing. And when I'm grinding every night, looking, barely, sleeping, just grinding through the market, and you're maybe working on a night shift or driving a big rig somewhere, You can flip on for $93 a day, $99 a month or less if you pay for a full package, and really see kind of what's happening in the market without having to be the person that did deep diving for 5, 6 hours, 10 hours a day, right? And so I give you hours of my life with a hyperactive brain and commitment to the markets that like I'm in the market every day for the $3 a day for the trading group. Like that's what I can present to you. Everyone else is saying, "Oh, I'll give you gains, I'll do all this." Like what I can really present to you is the fact that I'm gonna basically give you my life. You're gonna be with me every day. You're gonna be watching what I think about, what I talk about. You know, how I stay grateful in the morning, how I stay grateful at night, just what I do to push myself, how I find my mindset and keep my mindset healthy no matter what. Like I worked out today. That's going to keep me healthy throughout the rest of the day. Whenever I get down or something, I'm going to remind myself, man, I worked out today. I pushed myself. It wasn't an easy workout. It was actually a very hard workout, but I did it anyway because I want to look good. I don't want to get fat and old when I'm 50. I still want to look good. I'm now, see, the 50-year-old that looks good was the 41-year-old that was projecting. The 31-year-old that looks good is the 25-year-old that was projecting. The 41-year-old that looks good is the 31-year-old that was projecting. When I was 31, I looked in the mirror. I started working out pretty good, taking care of myself, and I said, I'm going to be 40 one day. When I was 21, I looked in the mirror and thought about myself as 40. I really did. I always had this concept of time. And I would look at myself and I said, I want to be that. And I'd picture like, you know, whenever I was in a room and I'd see a guy come in the room and I was like, that guy's older, but he looks like he's been taking care of himself. Then I see an old guy and I'm like, that guy's beat himself up. And I was like, I want to look like the younger, cooler version of my older self. You know what I mean? And that takes time. That takes effort. There's also an energy to looking good. People see it. You feel good. You have a lightness to you. You have a positiveness to you. There's something different about people that work out every day, right? Let's be honest. As long as you're not like completely pompous about it. I've seen that too, but there's a, you know, and you're paying homage to the body that God gave you. You're saying, dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me through action. You can pray all you want. Thank you for the body you gave me, and then eat potato chips. I mean, the prayer only went so far, but the action of prayer is what God is looking for, in my humble opinion. And when you show God that you're putting the action into the behavior, that's when the relationship is truly built. Prayer is there. Prayer is great. Prayer is vibrational energy, and it raises your frequency for sure. I'm not downplaying prayer. But what I am saying is that, like, you got to live that prayer. You can't just pray and, like, let in, you know, oh, dear Lord, I hope I get a new job, and then sit in bed all day and eat Oreos, right? Oh, dear Lord, I hope the best job that's I'm supposed to get comes to me. And then you put out 5 different resumes, you go 5 different places, but on your way to the supermarket, you see the woman, or at the supermarket, you see the woman from one of your interviews. You realize you both like something similar in the store. You're both getting it. You both caught that. Oh, I like that too. Oh, wow, my husband. Oh, my gosh. You find out you have more in common. She says, you know what? Call me this week. Next thing you know, you get the job, right? Because you put it out there, you went for the grind. And to me, that's what prayer is about. Amen. Anyway, I'm done preaching for the moment, but I just want to bring us back to mentality here when it comes to trading. So ONDO, I'm looking for ONDO to come back, touch the 21, and then get busy again and get ready for its next move to 152. So I'm already planning my next move on ONDO. Look at the 333 strikes on the charts. Okay. And that high stoke is not somewhere where I would be aping into anything. But again, I have seen high stoke kind of do damage. You never know. Look at the smaller time frames too, though. Like if the 1 minute has kind of a double top, the 1 hour is a double top. The moving averages, are tight, but you're playing with the, you could draw this and say, hey, you could stay sideways. And either way, I'm bullish on ONDO. It's going to take maybe, 4 or 5 days more of consolidation for its next pump, in my humble, and I could be wrong, but that's what I see happening for ONDO. Let me jump on into the chat, see what's popping with the chat. Appreciate you. Bitcoin is getting ready for the dump. Good morning. Love your energy and discipline. I watch you every morning. I'm up 10K unrealized in turbo. Can you take a look and give your opinion? I mean, that's a beautiful move. If you're not, again, if I was worth, let's say, anywhere below 100,000 and I was worth 10K, I think I'd take a little bit off the table. Sam, can you please check Reddick Finance, please? New coin listed on MEXC. Today started claiming a pre-sale coins, which will take the next 20 weeks. Every week can be claimed 5% of pre-sale. The big money don't want to scare the retail market. Maybe a shakeout to 65, 66 for their final accumulation. Then we go for all time. Your positivity is peaceful, man. I love your vibe. Shout out to Zach Shank. We love you. Shank, we love you. You're the GOAT, Sammy. We are blessed to have you. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Thank you. PENG is on my radar. Yeah. Is it possible that someone intentionally initiated a major sell-off to create fear among investors and to prevent the next bull run, which would have started yesterday or / today? You guys are fun. My prayers are to God that everything and I, Jesus and tongue, and amen. The EU regulators for our security and fear mark, amen. MA and SMA is the same thing, and MA, yes. Thank you. Could you check out Strike Man? We'll take a look. And shout out to the fan funding. Appreciate you. Shout out to Marcus Beckles for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Duke. Hijinks. Love the vibes, Lifer. Thoughts on PENG. Thank you. Thank you. Get some time. I appreciate it. Look at Turbo. Thank you. We'll look at Turbo and PENG. Two of the hot coins right now people are asking about and want to know. All right. And if you're in my trading group, I'll show you what is trending on Token Metrics. A new coin out there. And even Brett is doing damage. Brett on base finally getting some love here out of nowhere. Headed to that, $1 billion market cap. Brett on base really at the all-time high, right? Doing damage, and I see it headed further up, and it's about to go to $1 billion. So Brett on base is really getting that move, and I'm personally in Brett on base. I've been in for a long time. We started getting it in somewhere down in here, so if you got in when I did, you're pretty nice on Brett on base. All right. Pretty nice, right? So shout out to anyone that got into Brett with me. We're holding gains of somewhat about a 4 to 5x. And some got in earlier, maybe later. But that's the call that I made in the trading group. I mean, again, there was memes out there. Base had just come out. There was only like 2 or 3 memes. I bought one of them. I bought Normie and Brett. Normie got beat down. So I'm a speculative investor that took a shot on 2 coins. One, so far isn't doing as well. Look at that one guy actually got pounded. But if one does better than the other over time, But actually, I got into Normie pretty early too, though. Right? Actually, wait. This is Normie on ETH. But I'm pretty sure Normie on base also got slammed. There it is. Oh, no, that's Normie on base. It's weird. How come the chart only comes out May 26th? It's been out way longer than that. I've been a Normie for a while. I hope I'm in the, Weird. Anyway, I don't know what's up with that. Did they maybe they had to rebrand because something happened? I don't know. That's probably what happened. Maybe they got exploited. I think they did get exploited, right? And they had to shake it up again. I think that's what happened. Yeah. So we covered a lot today. Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the DXY, right? And let's take a look at ES1 for all the S&P future people. And I was bullish on the S&P on my Bitcoin update, my macro update on Friday. On the macro, looked pretty interesting to me. 1 minute still making a bit of a flag here. Let's take a look at our 4 hour. Our 4 hour is oversold though and getting tight moving averages. And just showing signs like it's just going to get tighter and tighter before a bigger move. Really? She does? Are you sure about that? Hello? Look at your beautiful face. Look at the way you look. I love you. Kids are like little, they look like little, I don't know, I don't want to call her a troll because a troll is not good looking. But they're like little mini people, right? My daughter is the cutest thing in the world, man. I stare at her all day long, all the time. I spend hours just playing with her in the pool now. Just hanging out with her. And she says funny stuff and I laugh. And my wife sleeps because my wife is now 3 weeks. We're basically a month out. Dear Lord, please, may we have a healthy baby. May we please have a healthy baby. May everything go well. May my wife stay healthy during her pregnancy. May I have both my wife and my baby at the end of it all. You know, dear Lord, keep my family healthy. Anyone out there, you know, I hope all your families are healthy. But just prayers for my wife and my unborn child. May they be born healthy, man. All the things that I read about these days. So I'm going for one of the biggest transitions in my life. My third kid is getting born. I've been through it before. It's kind of like, you know, your first time dad, you're like, oh God, you know. I'm like, I've done this already, right? Okay, love your energy and discipline. I watch you every morning. Thank you, appreciate that. Shout out to Market Garden. And again, sometimes the market's not amazing, everybody. Sometimes there's not 1,000 opportunities every day. But we work out that day, we take care of ourselves, and we get ourselves in position. There's always a DCA opportunity. There's always something to build. There's always something to add to the portfolio, something to take profits in. To me, there's always something to do. If you're a full-time trader or you're looking at your portfolio and, you know, maybe it's do nothing and set up another trade. Maybe it's research RWA and find out what you might want to DCA into. Maybe it's going through your whole portfolio and asking yourself where you want to sell every position and really realistically, where do you want to start taking profits, and have a game plan for every position. Go through an Excel spreadsheet, put out your position in Atom. Let's say you have, I put this much in, I want to get this much out. I'm going to get out when we hit this price. You know, check it off, write it down, boom. Go through your whole thing. Make a Google sheet of all your positions. Plan out how you're actually going to get out. Like, we're at a $50 million market cap. From my assumption and from what I'm looking at and all the people that I've seen assume, do analysis, it looks like we could get to, you know, let's just say $1 billion market cap, and I'm at 100 mil. I believe we could 10x. I'd like to get out. I'd like to sell 80% when we get to maybe, let's say, 800 million. I like to sell the rest at $1 billion. You know, these are things, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken. I'm not telling you what to do. These are the things that I do, and these are the things that you could do on a day where maybe you're not going to open up 100 trades. What I'm trying to point out is there's always maintenance. There's always something to get into. There's always something to be doing. All right. PENG had a nice run up from the 23rd, right? From 28 cents all the way up to about 89 cents. What are you doing? Are you serious? Why are we doing this now?
I'm talking to Jackie.
So creepy, right? Maybe I gotta take my glasses off?
I'm sorry.
Darker?
Yeah, this is right from the lights.
Too bright? Alright. It's okay, I understand. I think this would be the best because I shouldn't have bothered. It's not fair to me. It's not fair. All right, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sorry for that horrible interruption. It'll never happen again for my horrible stat. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. My wife does a lot of stuff for us, and we're always doing things in the office, and she keeps the company going. So I actually wish that had happened. It's weird. They need to see my face. They're saying you need a place that's darker, like darker. You're not lit enough. Usually you're not lit enough. Usually it's the other way around. I don't understand. Anyway, I wish it had worked so I could get her going, right? Baby, you want me to try one more time? All right. and she said it wasn't working. I just wanted to be there for my wife. I apologize for everybody here on the show. Anyway, so Peng had a beautiful move. Honestly, from that bottom at really 13 cents at May 13th, it bottomed. That was its bottom, and then it just blasted. Look at that thing. All the way up to 86 cents. I mean, that's insanity, right? I mean, it did basically a 7x in 8 days, blasted to the upside, and now it's kind of coming back down. Let's take a look at our daily time frame too, and your daily's overbought, away from the 21, kind of getting that sell-off. I'd wait for that daily to come back down. Like, that was a hot move, right? So I'd wait for that daily to come back down to that 618. You want to try to play it a little smaller, you could use the 8-hour, but I wouldn't be chasing anything away from that's too far away from the 8-hour 21, right? I don't care if it looks too tempting on the smaller time frames. The bigger time frames are going to have their way. There could be a little move here and there, but for the most part, you're looking for Peng to come back to 51 cents. That would make more sense to me before I would pick up any more Peng, right? Let's take a look at ZEUS, which we got free, right? I got this thing airdropped to me, and people probably just sold it off. Now it's got this long rounded bottom, and it's sitting at 46 cents. Now you'd have to look, like, really believe in the project, see what it is. I don't know anything about it. I did get an airdrop. You think I would care, but I had other things going on that day, and it wasn't really part of my on my radar, right? The ZEUS network, okay, at 46 cents, down 7%, $77 million market cap. Very small self-supporting circulating supply at 16%. All right, so it could dump on you. You have to remember that. Serves as a cross-chain communication layer implemented on SVM. The first mission of ZEUS Network is to introduce Bitcoin liquidity to Solana through the first DApp Apollo. Oh, so, I mean, it has a use case that's unique to bring Bitcoin liquidity to Solana. I like that, and I think it could do numbers. It's interesting, but it's niche, and not many people know about it, and it's still small. It's on some of the smaller exchanges, not on Binance, but it is on BEAMX all the way to KuCoin MXC, BingX and XT, Bitmart, KuCoin. You know, I got some of this airdropped. I don't think I'm going to buy any more of it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. It's great consolidation. Whenever I see a rounded bottom like that, we're likely to come back to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if you did get a move. I don't think I'm personally going to buy into it, but I'm not saying that it can't pump, right? I just don't buy everything, right? I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. Took a look at NB. Well, I don't know what that is. It's about to be out of beta tomorrow, I believe. Yo, baby, don't do that. No. You forgot to kiss me this morning. Kisses now. Stop stream. You're funny. Real boss man. He can work where he wants, Phil. He built this. He should not change his settings for anybody. Amen. Right? You need an office out of the house, not very professional. That's ridiculous. Why? So I have to leave my house and drive somewhere else? What a waste of time. Eventually, I'm gonna have a huge office built I'm gonna have a giant house. And honestly, usually she's not usually she doesn't bother me. That was that was kind of an emergency. I won't say what it is, but it's something that we're dealing with that we found out last night. That's a pain in the butt. All right. So. Yeah, can you check XCN? Looking to build a position if it drifts lower. Drift is getting beat to the ground. It's totally cool. Office at home. Amen. Yeah. The whole point is to be near my house. Home studio pays the tax. Amen. He knows. It's a privilege to be on this stream. Not a right. Amen. I love you, brother. The idea of the show is we're able to do this anywhere. Very professional to me. Amen. Shout out to Stack McChange. Part of your charm is you and your family. Rave Song Records, we love you. I love working from home. Remote working is a blessing. Yeah, man, when you can see your kids day in and day out all the time, it's a blessing. I've been here for his debut and learned loads, but he never used to allow interruptions. Oh my gosh. Phil, man, stop being a hater, bro. You sound like a hater, bro. Like, come on, man. Don't be that guy. Anyway, let me get back into the professional show and stop catering So you're a Jekyll and Hyde with a troll side, right? Like one side of you's cool, but the other side's a troll, like, and you're not sure who you want to be. Why don't you just pick the good side? You know what I mean? But you've been with me since day one, so I'm gonna, and then I'll pound up. Anyway, I called short because we couldn't get back above the key level. You're below the POC on the 1 hour time frame. You're in a bear flag. I see us moving to 67,000. All right. Y'all crazy. Phil, chill. Yeah. Dude's a weirdo. I mean, I will travel to the country, hunt you down, and show one love of guys and girls. Jesus. Shout out to Barber Trader Joe. I love you, brother. Phil, go touch some grass, he said. Let the man deal with his family. His family's greater than you. He said, I would call a YouTube stream an interruption to his family. I love you. Shout out to Dong G Dangler. You people are awesome, brother. Thank you for everybody here on the live. We love you, Sam. I did 20 minutes extra yesterday, so that's, you got to give that back, right? I'm just... Anyway. So Zeus just kind of flat, not doing too many amazing things, all right? And kind of take a look at all the coins, too, on the market and see kind of what's hot today and what's not. There's always going to be something popping, but for the most part, is it an amazing day? 66, 40%, 20%. Yeah, you got some altcoins tend to be pretty hot recently. And that takes me to Total 3. Total 3 is going to be a big deal. We're going to be looking at it every day now for a while. We need this symmetrical triangle to break to the upside. We need this flag on the daily to stay above resistance. We get those two things, we are in La La Land, and all of us are going to make massive gains. This flag's going to pump further to the upside, and we're going to see some fireworks like we've never believed. So fire, we're going to get a move, right, into this resistance area, and then finally all the way to the upside, baby. So this is what we're looking at here for Bitcoin and the total market cap and all these altcoins. These are all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if Bitcoin can kind of play games here, go sideways and not take a massive dump, these altcoins are likely going to pump further to the upside. So we just need that daily to kind of make its little thing, and then boom. Right? A lot of we see now, more... Check Cardano full history chart, NPC for wrapped ETH. Anyway, in my home studio right now, my wife is in her home office right now. We meet up later for lunch. So cool, man. We got Sam's back, never disrespect. How many things you've done over 1,000 days straight without an interruption at this magnitude? I'll wait. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. Blessings on blessings. Anyway, I don't even need we're doing so many amazing things with my life. I always say to myself, right, whenever I even think of talking to a troll, which I won't. I love life, and I'm too appreciative of each and every one of your time to waste it. So I'm only going to bring it with love. But I will talk about things that I think are interesting or what I do in my mind. But I tell myself, no one was hating on me when I was alone on a night shift. No one was hating on me when I wore the same jeans every day. No one was hating on me when I had no pocket square. You know what I mean? So I remind myself that the only reason that you deal with any adversity is because you're pushing forward. If you push forward with your life, if you're making things happen, you're going to hit obstacles, whether it's vibrational energy from others, negative energy, whatever it is. And so that's kind of what it is. So take me as an example of life, that you're going to hit these obstacles in life. This is what's going to happen. Push forward. And if you're hitting obstacles, let you know that you're doing the best. You're actually doing something amazing with your life. So, yeah, 100%. Exactly what he said, Rooster, means you're doing something right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Blessings on blessings. All right. Shout out to West Salvador. Low frequencies try to disrupt high frequencies. Amen. Amen. So Total 3 is something we want to watch. This is what alt season, I truly believe once we break 719 billion, get a resistance at 780 and then come back and make some type of flag, that's going to be the biggest move right there for our next massive move to the upside. It's looking like in the next month or two, we could get a huge, and then this thing could be a leg up from June. But it says somewhere into mid-July could be the end of the run. And then we could get spanked again for our next bigger leg to the upside. All right. Blessings on everybody here on the live. Let's take a look at Turbo, since people are getting testy with Turbo. It's got the $510 million market cap. It hit the exact target that I put out, which is very weird, but I mean, that's TA. I took this level, I said that's how high it would go. I drew the parabola, and it said it would go to 009, almost a penny. It's exactly where it went. And then it dropped further to the downside. So my TA was spot on here. Look at, and all I used was shapes and patterns. I didn't even have to use technical, like any indicators at all. So now I do the similar thing here. And I'd be looking at this kind of falling wedge here, and I'd be pulling Fibonacci. I live by my Fibonacci. Comes back down to the 618 or the 786, but it did wick right there, which is basically pretty close to the golden pocket, almost, and got a bit of a bounce. Now, you won't always have the golden pocket. You'll have to add it by scrolling up, clicking one of these, and making this 0.65, right? Make it white, and then make the 618 white, and the white area will be your golden pocket, see? Just to give you guys a little heads up. So now you got this level here, and you come back down to the golden pocket, maybe even bounce at the 786. This is where I would think of taking a taste. Now, I could get in here if I really wanted to get in and start my position, knowing that I had some firepower to get in through this level. I'm not chasing Turbo. Let it sail to the moon. It's okay, I can't be in every single coin, but what a move for Turbo. What a move for PENG. People have made some good gains in the last few days off these smaller coins. So there's been money out here in microcap gems. I think you're an amazing and never miss a show. You got me emotional most days, and you're very inspirational. I just want more. Big love, man. Sorry to do a fan. God bless Phil Shepard. We love you, man. ICP been so lame lately. I got out. Great solid project, just lame lately. Pumpamentals, horror. Fundamentals amazing. With 5x slow like a snail. I've seen that before, like 1 inch. Like a lot of coins that I thought were going to do numbers looked great. They just didn't have the staying power. They just did not have the staying power for whatever reason. All right, so I'd be looking for Turbo in this area here. Anywhere between 0.05 and 0.06 is the steal. This guy went in for $8 grand. He did not care. But remember, the people that went in yesterday when I thought it was, the TA said yes, and they made a nice boatload. They doubled up. Can you check Solana? How can you talk about Semi? He gives us all 24 hours a day. Go to any other channel and see you can make it the way you can make it here. Much love, Semi. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Shout out to Lot Mo Crypto. I got a lot of crypto, but I need a lot more. My man, back in the house. Thank you for jumping on in with us. We appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, I mean, and there's the bounce there, too, off that 618 golden pocket. All right. Last cycle coins won't pump much. Don't waste time on them. So many new competition with better tech. I agree with that. Like Matic, and I love Matic and stuff like that. Phantom's actually holding it down pretty well against the new tech. Phantom's doing pretty good if you think about it, which is interesting. All right. Can you check STRKnet? We'll take a look. STRKnet got beat to the ground. Wants to come back up, but, Let's take a look back at Bitcoin on BOOKMAP and see what we're doing. Oh my gosh, we're at 67.7 again. No, really? Again? And I told you about the week being weird and flat. Every time we have a Monday off, it does something to the week. It just throws the week off completely. STRKnet came out, remember, it was hot. 260. Pumped up from 185, and then it got sold off pretty quickly. Back to the downside. Now it's consolidating. If you believe in the project and you like it, it would be probably a pretty good time to get in. I'm not jumping into STRKnet. I think there's better out there. Market cap's a little too big for me. Right? Take a look at that market cap. And I haven't seen it in a while. So, but from what I remember, it was over $1 billion. Yeah, 1.3 billion. I'm not saying it can't go to 10 billion and 10x, but I think that's all you're going to get out of this coin. And I could be wrong. But STRKnet is what I see. And, let's take a look at my baby one coin, Forta here, which is a newer coin I was researching like about a month and a half ago. It's on Coinbase. And I put out this call for Forta, and it did pump 70%, and now Forta's actually looking pretty nice. Forda's pretty low cap, $100 million market cap, right? 42% of the supply is out, so it's not too bad. It's gonna get dumpy, but not too dumpy. What I like about Forda too, look, it's funny, it's got the Polygon, but it at least has a dual address. I like when a coin at least has a dual address off of Ethereum, so you don't have to pay ETH fees. You can pay some MATIC fees. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me whenever I'm looking at that. So Forda is and it's interesting because it's above the 200 SMA on the 8-hour. It's holding down this trend line, and it's getting tighter inside the zone. Even could get a move further to the upside here to 30 cents. Bang. And then above the 200 SMA on the 8-hour. Looking for Forda to get tight in here. Boom. Explosive move. I wouldn't be surprised if our first call for Forda played out. Can our second call for Forda? Some people like adding this to their long-term portfolio. I'm swing trading it. I haven't committed to Forda yet. I did start looking at Forda somewhere around, 17 cents? We put out this flag there at 19. It pumped up to 38. And so far, it's just been continuing. And it's on Coinbase. I don't think it's anywhere else. But watch for Forda to do some sideways consolidation there. I like what I'm seeing for Forda. And I've been up since 6 in the morning, just grinding with the trading. I love my life. I love waking up early. I love waking up early and being a part of the beginning of the day. You know what I mean? There's something about that. Right when the sun comes up, most people aren't out. It's quiet, you know. I don't know. If I could go back to that morning, every morning, I love the mornings. I'm also a night guy too, which is weird. I like late at night. I like those quiet times. But I can't get the late night and the early mornings, right? So we'll watch Forda for more consolidation. May not be ready yet, but it is near the bottom of the channel. All right. I just joined for the year. Let's get started for real. Shout out to Crypto Bushman who joined for the year. That's insanity. I love you, and I thank you so much for doing that. Amazing. If you call Bitcoin going from 67.7 to 67.9 a pump, I guess compared to today, but we are getting a bit of a short squeeze now for BTC. This is the kind of day it's been, short or long, long or short. Now, look, that's a swing down. When I look at this, that was a bear flag. I'm not saying it wasn't. But look, that swings down. This kind of swings up on the RSI. Just resembles some bullish D. Some bullish divergence. Right? You got this kind of falling wedge. And you've been hugging this higher low with a double bottom for so long. Is this a double bottom, 67.7 is holding. I keep saying as long as we hold 67K, really, I want 67.2. I don't want to go below 67.2, that weekly support or resistance. I just want to see the weekly close back above that key level. So oversold on the 1 hour. So beat down on the 15-minute. The bears had all their time to break us down. They could not. But look at this chop on the 15-minute. And they've gone over either sides of liquidity. Right? A little bit of bearish, bullish div here too as well when we look at the RSI, which is swinging to the upside. MACD basically has no bearish momentum at all on the MACD, and that swings up while that swings down. That's some strong bearish div. But again, now we got resistance at 68,300. And then another one there at 68.9. Show me my 7-minute. Break the 200S on the 7-minute. Get above 68.3, and I'll possibly open up a long. I just haven't, I've been playing traditionally, and they've been going back and forth. So I'm going to wait for just a more solidified confirmation before I get into a trade today. All right. What are the hottest memes in the game? I'm thinking of joining for the year when I learned how to day trade on leverage. You learn how to do it. You learn how to trade any market in the world, I firmly believe. I like to see green rather than red. If it's red, then I prefer huge red so I can add more. Otherwise, just up is great. Amen. I'm with you. Amen. Like either just give me a little bit or a lot of it. You know what I mean? Don't give me all of it. Let's take a look at MANEKI here on MEXC. MANEKI getting the pump, getting the call, getting the move. My second, first I gave the call when it came out, pump. I gave a call there, pump. And I gave a call here, MANEKI doing damage. MANEKI in gains. Congratulations if you took MANEKI again in gains. I'm again in the gain. 20% on MANEKI. And this thing is hotter than hot. This is the hottest meme in the game. We found MANEKI before anybody. First real channel to put MANEKI out, I believe. One of the first people to really even talk about it. The Japanese cat coin, MANEKI. Look for this flag to continue to the upside on this 2-hour or even the 1-hour time frame. Looking like we can get a continuation of a move here for MANEKI. It's addicting to say, oh man, MANEKI. MANEKI and my backer. But look for MANEKI to it's possibly a shoulder there that divided. It does have a little bit of resistance, but it did break the all-time high. MANEKI, baby, MANEKI. Oh, not the all-time high. Sorry, forgive me. It got sent first to it got dumped down hard. Now it's on its move back to the upside. We called that bottom for MANEKI though in the trading room. It's another beautiful call. Since the actual call, and again, no one will put me on a channel. No one will give me credit for it. No one will say, oh, this guy finds awesome coins. It's okay. I get it. I get enough accolades. Even people that love me hate on me. But look, there's a beautiful flag there. This could go all the way up to about 2 3/10 of a cent. I'm still bullish on MANEKI. How long could you see Turbo going or a good buy point? I showed you already. We went over it. Bang. And look at Bitcoin. Everyone said Bitcoin was pumping right back down immediately. It's Bitcoin pump and dump day, man. I'm telling you right now, if you can't get back above 68,250, expect more downside. I stay bearish when price action shows me it's bearish. I listen. It repetitively can't get back above a key level, even though it wants to. That's bearish, man. Not a good look. All right. MANEKI doing damage. And it's crazy how we still find gains no matter what. In this market, if you're relentless, if you keep searching, you're going to find something hot. It doesn't matter. Right? Brett pumping. MANEKI pumping. Bunch of different calls. Solana still holding 168, doing damage. And these are the altcoins. So altcoins looking strong right now. Let's talk about TON. To me, it's making its secondary higher low and getting ready for its next big move. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a long time. But eventually, it's going to make a bump. And it's only a matter of time till this thing doubles up. But anyway, I heard someone the other day, they said they sold all their Cardano for TON. Would you do that? Would it be a good idea? And speaking of that, let's jump back into that poll and see what people said. We had 1,000 votes in the poll. Will Bitcoin go back under 60K again? 41% say yes. 59% say no. So most people think it won't. So usually it will. Only time will tell. I'm watching this closely here. It could easily drop and dump, but it's definitely worth watching. And it's one of the hottest coins in the game. You have your high, you have a low, secondary high with a higher low, and you're getting tighter in the zone with oversold on the daily, tight moving averages. I just don't see how this thing doesn't make a move further to the upside. We should all be able to get in now and sell at $12, make 100% gains in a few weeks, and call it a day. All right. And that's why I live for consolidation. Pretty simple to me. That's why I like bull runs. And then I even know how to trade bear markets back up because we wait till we get to the 200 SMA and we flip those. And then we get the run-ups. Then we get the run-backs. Then I get in when the 618s come back. I can teach you how to trade the revised cycle, the pullback. And I've seen it happen to multiple assets throughout the world when it comes to Forex, Bitcoin, gold, silver, oil, Walmart, Tesla, you name it. I've seen it and I've traded it or looked at it or back tested it or analyzed it. You're very rarely you're going to see an analyst more obsessed than me of the market going over things more than I do. I'm really excited here to see this higher low here for Mara. And this would be maybe my last, if I were going to load up, this would be my last load up point. Above the 200 SMA on the daily, getting tight, rounded bottom, getting ready for its next big leg up, and that daily showing signs of a move. I wouldn't be surprised. We're back at 29 not too long from now from Mara, and then we continue further back to the bigger target here, which I have at 34.8 cents. It is at a resistance. It has to break through 23. Once we break through 23, the gap is clear to 29. I own Mara, just to make it clear, I'm in that coin. All right. All coins are making a channel because they're following Bitcoin. Cardano's a stable coin. We call it 50 cent. Yeah, right. ALEPH is one of my favorite coins. I own it. I started to build in a position into it. It's not, it's one of my more favorite coins recently. And I'm just watching this consolidation. As long as it holds this trend line, I don't care how many days, we're good to go. Bit of a kind of Sammy Cup and handy there. We'll see what happens. If it loses this trend line and falls down, fine. I'd buy more at 19. It's definitely a DCA long-term hold for me for ALEPH. ALEPH, how would you even want to call it? ALEPH IM. And my next target for ALEPH is going to be 88 cents. That's where I'm eyeing for my next bigger move. So 32 to 88. Let's go, baby. Still tight. Still looking good. Still right. Everything. It's hitting the 200 on that 22 too, which is a very, it doesn't get better than that. So we got it in at 25. We ran it up to 43. I gobbled a little bit more down right in that 30 level. We'll see where we go for ALEPH. Some people sell their Cardano into Tether looking for more gains. You're funny, man. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Barber Trader Joe. Hostile takeover is underway. Riot is trying to snatch BitTEEF for pennies. Interesting. Watch when it goes to $30 ADA. I own Cardano, so I don't want to get anyone. I'm a long-term holder of Cardano since 2 cents and 8 cents. So believe you me, when I talk about Cardano, I'm talking about myself. And honestly, I got a soft spot. When you own it as long as I've had, you definitely get a soft spot for it. But I'm not supposed to love these coins. But, Charles is the man. I've met him now, talked to him on Spaces too. Got to have some conversation with him. Awesome guy, nice guy. So just a bunch of different coins on the radar today that I'm going to start talking about to the trading group too, that haven't really brought out yet. Some newer coins out there. One that keeps coming out that I'll throw out to you right now. It's an older coin too. With that BFC, that Bitfrost. Only on KuCoin. Gate.io. But it's in that cup and handle, doing the retracement back down to the Fibonacci's. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to make a comeback back up to that 10 cent region. So Bitcoin, the shoulder, head and shoulder, the red flag, the lower lows. Got rejected by the 200 SMA. Look, tried to get back above, could not. Rejection. And this is just trader chop, I just see more downside for Bitcoin unless we can get back above 68,000 and then 68,300. They're just not going to happen for BTC. All right. That's just what's going down. All right. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. You're buying the technology. Wait, be patient. The money is coming, says somebody here in the chat. Could you check BONK, please? Let's take a look at BONK for my fellow super chat guy. Thank you. And MANEKI looking hot right now. Let's take a look at BONK here on MEXC. And BONK continuing to bang on him. And we gave you BONK. We talked about it. I even put it in this little flag in case you weren't sure. It banged out this flag to the upside. Hit the next target. Bang, bang, bang for BONK. If you're in my trading group, you got basically spoon-fed BONK. You can now move that stop loss to break even. That's me, baby. Can I have my wallet now? That's me, baby. It looked like me, right? That's because it is me. She's looking at my ID and my wallet like, is that look like you, Danny? I'm like, it is me, baby. It is me. You know, funny. But look at BONK. I mean, if you're in my trading group, you're in gains of 93%. That's just one of the trades I gave. And I didn't give a lot of setups. I wasn't like hammering setups at that time. I was like, memes are hot. There's not much to look at. We got inverted head and shoulder, and we're tight on the moving averages. BONK's ready to rock. And BONK hit for gains. Right at that all-time high, too, as well. All right. AITECH was hovering on a bottom line that it couldn't lose. Otherwise, it looked like it was going to do some more damage to the downside. Still hugging that line. Look, it's still rounding this bottom. And it's in between that 786 and the 618, which is a sweet spot for my accumulation zones. This thing could do numbers eventually. It's rounding that bottom. And again, anything could happen, but it looks like it's hit its bottom at 17 cents. It ran up hard from 1 penny all the way, or 1.5, all the way to 48. Basically did a 20x, a little more too. So you want to enter BONK, but it doesn't stop pumping, then join the trading group. I gave the exact entry to BONK, right? Just 2 days ago, or even might even been on the live. So like right now, BONK, you want to get into BONK? You think it's hot? Well, you got to look at the 3-day. Make sure the 3-day still has legs. 3 days getting a little high. You're getting a little away from the 21-day moving average. So like profit taking, there might be some, we might run up one more time, but then there will be a pullback. The key is to never chase, to wait for the pullbacks. Look at the 10-hour pulling back, the 8-hour pulling back, and there's your 21. And look, I gave this little flag. It popped on the 8-hour. It's all about understanding when price action interacts with the 21 and how it interacts and how you use it. It's a very key way to play with BONK, with any chart really, right? So BONK comes back down, bounces off this key level, 3009. Possible, right? And 4298. So you're looking for some type of consolidation. Now it may go sideways consolidate. So this is, everyone wants to get in. So you got to do the work. Project the flag, wait for the flag to project, set alerts. Like everyone wants to get in. Well, there's a way to do it. I've figured out a way to do it. And you got to, because otherwise you're just jumping in. There's got to be a motion to how you jump in. I believe it'll do this, and then watch for it to do that, and then hit that confirmation. There's got to be a data confirmation before you just jump on into a chart. Super important. All right. Okay. Can you say happy birthday, Haley, to my daughter? She's watching the show with me. She's a fan. Blessing, Sam. Shout out to Haley. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a wonderful time with your dad and enjoying the show. Thank you so much for being here. And today's going to be a blessed day. It's going to be the best day. I'm going to drink some water. And God bless you on your wonderful birthday. Haley, you are a blessing to your dad, and he loves you more than you would ever know. You're the biggest blessing he's ever had. So Bitcoin's been at 67.7, and when it pumps to 67.9, it's pumping. When it dumps to 67.4, it's dumping. Right? And you can that's why I take advantage of the weeks where we're banging on them. We're winning every single trade. We're hitting it. And there's some days where we're not doing that. Okay? It all depends, baby. It all depends. SHIB's been running, but it could run next for sure. The memes are hot right now. And then you can even just go to CoinMarketCap, hit your coins, look in the last hour. What has been hot in the last hour? Chili's actually getting a little bit of love. And Chili's up 28% in the last 7 days. That's some World Cup soccer stuff going on. I don't know. Dog with Hat up 18%, back to 383. Wormhole getting a little bit of love. But really, the market's pretty flat in the last hour. Not much craziness going on. Right? But some gainers in the last 7 days for sure. Even Notcoin been getting some love there. Ondo getting some love. Jasmy getting some love. Floki getting some love. I own Whiff. I own Floki. I own Jasmy. I own Ondo. I own Chainlink. Like, all the things I own, banging on them. Pepe, baby. TIA getting some love. Whole market getting a little bit of a bounce for sure this week. Even Pendle. I put out Pendle 517. Anyway. You play what the market gives you when you can. And you go from there. All right? There's no other way to do it. 66.5 is a big red. Let's take a look back at BOOKMAP. I'm looking at it the whole show. I forget you guys can't see what I can see. But we still have way more liquidity way further down. Like, there's just all the liquidity is below us. There's no liquidity above us. It's like they want to bring us further down. The whales they want to bring these orders. Like they are like, wow. That's like the most buy orders I've ever seen loaded up on in a long time. It's like they're guaranteed to pull us down to 65,200, 64,000. That's what they're saying. So I'm not in any trade, not a long term, big term. I closed all my leverage trades at the present moment. We did very good. I got picked apart on a few little ones here and there, so I didn't want to get back my bigger gains. The market was getting choppy. That's when I don't just keep trading into chop. I take a breather. All right? I keep my capital and I wait for a better signal, a better time. You know, it's funny. I like Foxy. Foxy is the meme coin that speaks to me. I can't explain why. Every once in a while, a coin will just speak to me, and I'll be like, I like that one. And Foxy's one of those coins. I believe Foxy's going to do numbers over time. I really do. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Again, that's just one of my beliefs. So that's something whatever it is. But I like something about this coin, man. Foxy. $50 million market cap I believe could do numbers. And it's been doing numbers really for the last couple of days. Thank you. Now Foxy in a bit of a flag here after a nice pump up from this flag. You can see. I like this coin. I don't know. I usually don't say that, right? It's on Linnea, which is unique. Last time we looked at it was in that cup and handle, and then it kind of went sideways. And I didn't get into it yet. So kind of around the same time I was looking at it, I can get that same price. And it hasn't really run away yet. So Foxy's on my radar as a coin that could do numbers, and that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. There's your Adam and there's your Eve, right? And usually there's a 40% chance you're going to break further up to the upside. I actually may buy, I think I'm going to buy some of this coin later on today. And I haven't bought a coin in a meme in a while. I like Foxy. I'm going to add, I think, $1,000 to $2,000 worth of Foxy to my portfolio. I'll see how Bitcoin does, though. I mean, if we're going to continue to dump, maybe I'll wait a little bit. But as I said before, you're losing the 200 SMA. You couldn't get back above. I told you I would not long unless we got back above the 7 minute. We still got a divergence here that's getting sharper and sharper. We're getting closer to that weekly support. And once we lose this level, 66,000. And BOOKMAP has all that liquidity to the downside too as well, which is pretty crazy. All right. Everybody, I like to invest my money in many different things. Sometimes it's, real estate. Sometimes it's in, I've even sold on Amazon and done all sorts of things with my life. So I recently came into another investment strategy, which I found interesting. And, we talked about it and we said, it could work if we bring it up on the channel. So without further ado, I just wanted to bring you another investing strategy here that I have kind of in my back pocket that I've been, using and think it's pretty interesting. So just waiting on the connection here to see if we have it. And if they jump on in, we should be good to go. All right. And let me just check my man Kyle's audio. And let me flip him on real quick. And this is Kyle. Kyle, explain kind of what's going on. Explain how we met, kind of what our relationship is. And, just take it away, man. You can do it better than me. And that's why I want to have you here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate you having me on the channel. I actually reached out to you a few weeks ago. I saw, the channel you had, you were talking about crypto. I've been on a few other crypto channels in the past, and a lot of that audience was interested in what we had to offer. So I saw, you had a really good audience, and what you were talking about was crypto investing. And really, your audience is just looking for another way to make income and passive incomes. And that's exactly what we offer. So it's a little bit of a different strategy than, of course, with crypto. But just to kind of break down, simply what our business model is first, and then kind of why we bring clients on and where clients even fit into our business model.
Yeah.
I can get into that as well. So firstly, what we do is we the easiest way to explain it is we resell on Amazon. And the products that we're reselling are big brand name products like Colgate, Colgate toothpaste, Aquafresh mouthwash, Dove soap, Head and Shoulders. So simple, big brand name products like those, just general merchandise products. We get those sent in our warehouse, right here from, different wholesalers and different vendors that we work with. And then we have to break those down and package those how they need to be sent to Amazon. So we may get a product, Colgate toothpaste in as a pack of 1, but we might sell it on Amazon as a pack of 3 or a pack of 4 on there. So we put those into poly bags, and then we'll have to put, whatever, in this case, whatever client was signed on with us, put their label on that so Amazon knows it's theirs. We package those in boxes, and then we send that to Amazon. So, the inventory doesn't sit long in our warehouse. We get it in, we turn it around, we send it off to Amazon. Then it sits in Amazon as those units start to sell through. So Amazon will check those units in, they'll put it in your sellable inventory, and then you'll start selling through those products. So we don't have to spend any money on advertising or marketing, because these products we're already using, organic traffic coming straight from Amazon. So for instance, the Colgate toothpaste, to use that example, that's a product that's already getting thousands of sales on that listing every single day on Amazon. So we already know that it's selling, and it's going to get those sales no matter what, whether it's coming from us, another seller, regardless of who it is. We just have to make sure that we can get it at the right price so we can sell through for a profit on there. That's why we bring on clients. We originally started this when it was just us doing it and we were running our own store. And the problems we were running into is when we were trying to go out and get access to good pricing on those products, wholesale pricing, we were trying to place a $10 or $20 or $30,000 purchase order, and it just, you're not going to be able to get access to good pricing at that volume. You're going to get access to the catalog pricing, which is very bad a lot of the time. So that's when we actually started bringing on clients and running their stores for them, and they're able to supply us with capital, so we have a larger buying power to approach these suppliers, and that's helped us in negotiations. They're able to give us 10, 15% off just because of the size of the order. When we're placing $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 purchase orders with them, they're going to send us their best deals before they even send it out to the rest of their customers, just because we're spending so much with them. So that's where we kind of adopt the model of what we do is it's completely passive for our clients. We completely run it and operate it for them, but they supply us with that capital. So we sign them on. There is a service fee to get started with us. And then after that, they put up however much they want to spend on inventory. So if they want to spend, $5,000 or $10,000 for inventory, they send that to us. We apply that to a much larger purchase order. We get those products sent in here. We break those down. We send those products out, just like I was talking about, into their store. They will sell through that, and then they'll receive back, that amount they sent us. Let's say it's $10,000 for inventory, plus they'll get, it depends what package you're on, but you're going to get anywhere from a 15 to a 22% return on your money. And so now you're looking at, let's say if it was a 20% return, if you spend $10,000 with us, now you're going to have $12,000 back in your bank account to then turn that over and reinvest that.
Yeah, and everyone say, why am I spending my time on my show, right? And it's because you can't run after every dollar, right? Like say I leverage traded all day and I made $2,000, right? And I do it again and again, and I put it in a Bitcoin, I put it in a bunch of things, and then I have my crypto portfolio, but maybe I want to venture into a different type of business that can create even more revenue, right? And even relationships. It's fun to invest in Bitcoin, but it's not a person. I don't get to meet that person. I don't get to make connections with that person, right? I like to actually invest in people and have a relationship with my investment. After you win in investing, you kind of want to seek out other ways that investing can bring things into your life, right? So I find this as a way to meet Kyle, get to see what he's doing. So I'm personally getting involved with him, just so everybody knows. I haven't invested my money yet, but I will be. And when I do, I'll tell everyone in my trading group too what I'm doing. But the idea is to, watch. And I was part of Amazon FBA before. I kind of know a little more about the business than the average person. I am not an expert at all. He's the man. But the idea is to take some of this time to show you how I move my money around. Like I also do real estate, right? And as you continue to grow, I don't diversify too much. At the beginning, I stay in one investment strategy until that overflows. And then I start to kind of move that money into other places, right? So I think this is a great investment. I've gone over Kyle a few times, and I trust him with giving him my money. I'm going to see where it goes. You know what I mean? It is an investment, right? Nothing's guaranteed. But so that's why I have him on the channel, and I just wanted to let everyone know that's what I'm going to be doing. And, the more of us that get down, the cheaper the prices get, right? The better off it is in the long term. Like eventually I'd like to go in for a bigger lot and, so on and so forth. So that's kind of wanted to share with my community. Let us know. We can become a powerhouse if we kind of, honestly kind of put our money together. If you do it or don't do it, it does not matter to me. I'm not forcing you to do anything, just, not financial advice at all. This is just something that I'm doing. And I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it really is just a different form of investing, the same way that, you guys in your audience believes in crypto, believes in Bitcoin, whatever it is. It's, do you believe and trust Amazon and also, their longevity and also just e-commerce in general. So it's just a way of diversifying out instead of, being fully invested in crypto, getting into the e-commerce space and Amazon as a whole, to kind of, again, just diversify into other things. So yeah, absolutely. And, we have a bunch of videos on our YouTube channel. We have a website that you can check out, just limitsexpresscompany.com, where we go through client results, pictures of our warehouse.
Slow down right now. Let them know, where can they find you? We have a link in the description and all that, but where can they find you? Yeah, spell it real slow, talk about it, let them know where they can figure
definitely.
out
So first, if you want to just book a call with me, we can get on a 30-minute call. We can go over client results. We can go over, the warehouse, all the operations and what it looks like to actually get started and signed on. You can go in the link in the description. I know you put it down there. It's just a Calendly link right there where you can book a 30-minute call with me and we can go through anything you want before getting actually signed on, see if you're a good fit. And then, if you're interested in just getting some more information before booking that call, we have a YouTube channel. It's just called Limits Express. So you can look that up. We have a bunch of videos on there, just explaining the model, and really breaking it down so you can get a really good picture of what Amazon FBA is, and then also, how we operate, all of our systems. And then we do have a website as well, just limitsexpresscompany.com, that you can see, all of our, the onboarding process when you actually get signed on with us. Again, what our process would look like on a monthly basis when you are on with us, as well as, like I said, different client results and all those things you could take a look at. So you can definitely check those things out, or you can just book a 30-minute call with me and we can, go through any questions you have.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. So that's kind of, that's the spiel, man. He basically does an Amazon FBA service conglomerating our clients' money to bring down the pricing of individual products, which creates a profitable sale. And then we can all and then that's how he benefits from our capital, and we benefit from never having to find out what the heck he's selling, or we can ask, obviously, but we don't have to be involved in any of that process.
You're right. And you guys would never be tasked on doing any of the managerial stuff on the account, picking the products, whatnot. If there's, people always tell us, if there's products you don't, want to sell in your account, we don't have to sell it, but we'll handle all that stuff from picking the products, actually packaging them in the warehouse, getting them sent off, managing the repricing and looking at the pricing on there. So we're selling for the best possible ROI. So we completely manage and do all that stuff for you. And just like you were talking about, it's just that trade-off where, our clients are able to provide us with, that additional buying power with that capital that they send in. So it helps us get access to better and better deals so that everyone can get access to better pricing. And then we're able to bring them passive income in return, because we do take a profit split on that store's profit.
Excellent. Yeah. Why not? And again, there's all sorts of different returns out there. And Now, if you spend more money to get a bigger return, where does it, is it, you
So we
know?
do have different, yeah, we have different packages that you can sign on to get a bigger split from your store. So we can get in, we can get into all that on the different packages that we have. But at the end of the day, obviously the more you spend, the more you're going to be able to make. But we have two different packages on there. One's the $5,000 package. It's a 60-40 split. So 60 to you, 40% to us. On that one, after the store's profit, after your returns, shipping, all those things get factored in, you're looking at about 12 to 15% on your money on that monthly return. And then if you're on the $10,000 service fee, and this is also a 3-year contract, we're going to run your store for 3 years for you. Then what you're looking at is closer to about an 18 to 20% return on your money, because it's going to be an 80-20 split. So 80 to you, we take 20. And so, that the $10,000 service fee is just geared towards some of our heavier investors that are spending a lot more. So, when one person's sending in, 40, 50, 60, $75,000 on a monthly basis, we're able to give them, a bigger split. It is easier when it's all just coming from that one client. So there's a couple different splits that we do have, but again, we can go through all those things. There's all that information on our YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
So feel free to check that out. And, if you have any questions that I didn't cover on here,
Yep,
we can definitely get on that 30-minute call and go through all those.
And just to be clear to everyone, I will receive a commission. If you do sign up through him, I will receive a commission through it. But I felt like, to me, I was like, wow, I could reinvest that commission right back into what I'm doing. And I'm already going to put some money involved in it anyway and see where it goes. I like to find out where different investment. And again, I'll put what I'm willing to lose. Like if I put 10 grand in and it doesn't go well, oh well. I highly doubt that. I do my research and I don't put money where I think it's going to go to zero, but I take a shot as an investor. That's what I do for a living. So, but yeah, man, thank you so much for your time. Is there any last thing you want to say, where they can find you one last time, or any last call to action is to sign up for, just get that consultation, ask the questions that you want, find out, maybe you don't do it, but you get to know Kyle. Maybe later down the road, you guys do something again. You never know,
Yeah, if you're just looking to get some more information, you can check out our YouTube channel. They'll go through those videos and then book a call if if you find out something you want to do. If you think you already want to do it and you want to get more straightforward answers to those questions you have, in the link in the description, you can book that 30-minute call with me and we can get on there. But I appreciate you having me on the channel. I appreciate your guys' time and look forward to getting on some calls with you guys.
God bless you, Kyle. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to working with you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, we'll talk soon. Have a good one.
God bless.
Bye.
So that was Kyle from Limit Express. All right. We linked up together, and I said, my team decided it could be somewhat, it could make me some money on the commissions. It might give you guys some opportunities to make some extra money on the side. And there you have it. I mean, 18% off 10 grand every month would be pretty money, right? That's basically, you're going to make your money back in under a year. And so, I don't know. Again, too good to be true. We'll find out. We'll go through the process and see where it goes. But so far, it's been running pretty well. It's been doing pretty good. So I put my name with it and see where it goes. But that's just something I wanted to bring to your table and talk about it. All right. I didn't want to piss anybody off. I'm always weary of adding something new to the channel that's different. You know what I mean? So believe you me, that was like really hard for me to do. I don't like any change or any type of different content on the channel. But I'm doing it. I could keep my mouth shut and start making 18% a month and not say a word, right? Or I could make some commission on it and bring more people in, and it can lower my prices and help the business in general. If I'm going to do the business, I want more people to buy in because I want more people to bring the prices down, right? So once I'm into something, I'm all in, right? I don't think it's BitConnect. I wouldn't call that BitConnect at all. I think that's disrespectful, honestly. But anyway, I guess there's always a hater out there hanging out in it's crazy you went this long just to hate on me at the end, but hey, it is what it is, man. My mom died, my dad died. There's not much more you could do to me that could hurt my feelings at this point. So what's going to push Casper to 50 cents into $1? Honestly, KRC20 token, right? And just, people realizing that Casper is just the best coin in the game. All right. There's just nothing better than it over time, really. And people will see that it will do transactions faster. It'll have the security. It's never been down, right, so far, like Solana or any of the other coins. So I like what I'm seeing for Caspa. It's forming this beautiful, beautiful ascending triangle and starting to get busy. I wouldn't be surprised if Caspa is the next one to pump in the next couple of days, even into tonight. So I would watch Caspa closely for a move possibly all the way up to about 17 cents for Caspa as it gets tighter and tighter with tight moving averages getting oversold on that 1 hour time frame. Speaking of my baby Caspa. All right. And I got bigger ideas, smaller ideas for Caspa. But for the most part, looking for Caspa to hold this trend line and continue to pump to the upside. It's got some good support right there at about 13.5 cents. And that would pump Caspa to 17 cents. It would create a pretty big frenzy. And people that were waiting to get in would be like, dang, I should have got more Casp, but I did not. So remember, we went over a lot of coins today that are looking pretty hot. And it all depends. If Bitcoin takes a big tumble, it'll affect the whole market. Just know that. I don't care how good the setups look or how everything's going. That tumble will affect the market. All right. Okay, so I like what I'm seeing for Caspa. Just today feels like such a weird, I can't explain it. Some days feel funny, right? Thank you for giving us different options. Yeah. Anyway. Fix the screen, Sammy. Oh, the screen's still on. Ah, that's what he's saying. Yeah. Sorry. Caspa's inside of an ascending triangle. This is all I was showing, though. Nothing crazy. Most of it was on the right there. Okay. I don't do good with change, man. You know what I mean? Changing it up. Why would you keep saying the same thing over and over again? So weird. Oh, he had an outstanding career. I get it now. Yeah, that guy killed himself. The golfer, man. Moment of silence, man. For his mother and father and everyone that knew him. Really sad, man. Grayson Murray. Like, why people decide it's worth it to, you know, there's so many sunsets to see. There's so much to go. Oh, man. Ah, man. Scotty Scheffler, that was so stupid, right? Anyway, I like the tightness for Caspa. I could go over 100 more coins. We nailed it. What's with the dumps, man? Life is short. I tell you, man, Bitcoin doesn't look good right now, and there's all this liquidity further to the downside. It is what it is. Like, you know, you can see when you lost 68,000, it is what it is. So, like, don't force it, right? I'm telling you, man, we just need to see this daily come back down on this bigger triangle. But now we're testing my weekly 67.2. When you test 67.2, look, you're going to drop right back down here to 66,000. The daily also hadn't hit the 21-day moving average yet. You can't continue to pump until you interact with the 21 one more time. So we're looking for this to kind of play out here. So we're looking for this flag now to play out. You can definitely see that the triangle lost the sauce. And now we're looking for this flag to play out to the downside and get tighter in the zone. I have a one-on-one in about a half an hour. I've been about an hour right now. And then more to do. So I love you all. I appreciate you for jumping on in. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I was not long. I did not call along. I said likely we're going to go more to the downside, and that's exactly what happened. So shout out to everybody out here. Blessings on blessings. $47 in chat revenue. 573 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for being here. Everyone have a blessed day. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, give me your bags. I'll give you 80% too for about 4 more months. So weird, man. The video sometimes freezes. Bitcoin miners' neighbors are going full speed, Sammy. No, the video does not freeze. Thanks, Sammy. Another banger. Just studying and watching the market. Amen. Yeah. Okay. I'm out for the day, everyone. Thank you so much. Are you okay, Sammy? Today was a weird day. I'll be honest. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Everyone, I love you. I'll be back tomorrow. Only your face when you open a new chart, right? 66,200, then up. Thanks, Lifer. We'll take a look. I see more downside for Bitcoin. This is our key level. We can't, if we don't get a bounce from 67, 67.2, we're going to drop right here to 65,968. If we lose that, we're coming to 64.8, and then there's a high volume node right there with liquidity at 63,800. So, and I was battling with hiccups this morning too. They seem to have come back. It's weird. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm out. I know you can't see the screen, but I'm out. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you when I'm done hiccuping tomorrow.